Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I've got two projects for you today. This one is an order, pretty simple, straightforward, and since it was like simple, straightforward, and I know you guys don't like 10-minute videos, I'm adding my new mold today. This one has been on my eBay store, so things always go to eBay before I actually get to them, so you should probably follow the eBay store if you're into molds and demos and glitter, just saying. This is a frog, can you tell? This is like a character frog. Remember the cute character alligator that I did not too long ago? This is like a cousin to it. Amphibious, I guess, right? So we're gonna do this too for the first time. And you're probably wondering why I have this stuffed with paper towels. This is the Crystal Edge mold from Molds and Shapes. And yes, I will be getting to all their other molds as soon as I catch up on my orders. So I have 3 more molds that they sent to me and I want to do them. I'm getting there. You have to be patient. I can only do one thing at a time. And everybody loves this one. So I've been stuck on it for a while. Anyway, Kelly, I think it's Kelly, I hope I'm getting it right, wants this done with a transparent edge and a matching chameleon bottom. So this is like, I think it's grape. Yeah, grape. Blue and purple shift. So that's pretty straightforward. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm hoping that this is going to save me the cleanup. Look at that. It took exactly 2 paper towels. So when I brush on the chameleon powder right here, I'm hoping I don't have too much cleanup. So let's start with that. And I don't know the reaction we're gonna get from this filling it with the purple. That's an interesting thought now that I'm thinking about it. So we're gonna fill this obviously with the transparent purple for the edges. So this will probably not be quite as potent as it would be if you filled it with black, because this is not a intense. The intense chameleon powders you can fill with any color you want and get the same reaction. But this is not the intense one. I don't think I have an intense now that I just started brushing this on to match the purple. Trying to think offhand. I don't think I do. So I'm just gonna brush this all on. This holds about 6 ounces. I do not know how much the little frog mold holds. So I'm wondering, I'm just gonna mix them up separately because I don't wanna have to rush. Plus I want everything. I'm gonna do the frog in 3 different color greens. Well, not really. Well, they're called greens. One of them is not quite green. And I'm just going to layer my colors like I've been doing in these little animal molds and see what we get. That's all. So that should be really cute. He'll come alive after we unmold him and get his little face put on and really become really super duper cute. A couple people probably have made it before me because a few people saw it in the store and already purchased the mold. So I don't know what they came up with yet. I haven't seen them on my Facebook group. If you're not on my Facebook group, you can get to there with the link in the description box. Just make sure that you answer all the questions or you're not going to get in. It's an automatic no. We don't want any robots in there or any spammers, or you got to be a human to come into our group. It's a private group. And yeah, you got to answer the questions. So if you're wondering why you were denied, that's probably the reason. A lot of people don't know or can't find the questions. It's really not that hard. Just try again, answer the questions, and we'll let you right in. Okay, I'm going to mix up my epoxy for this. I just want to make sure it's coated everywhere. It looks like right there, for some reason, is not as much. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of extra. All right, I'm gonna mix up this one and then we'll mix up that one separate. I did find this one in my intense, so I think I'm gonna go over it. I don't know that it's gonna do anything. It might not do anything, but if there's any areas missing, like that centerpiece that I'm not sure about, hopefully it'll do something on there. Because getting all this off, I don't think is gonna happen. So I hope it, and I really don't want all of this powder to float, so I'm gonna have to tap it off over the garbage can. I hope I just didn't waste all that, but I don't know. We tried, right? There's a lot left over there, so there was a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna mix up resin. I got the 6 ounces mixed up. I'm just gonna add the purple alcohol ink, and as I'm looking at this, I'm pretty sure it's gonna look streaky, as you could tell. So if it does, I may have to combine some resin and chameleon powder into the resin to put a layer on top, but we'll see when we get to that point. I'm just gonna put a bunch of drops in here. I pulled out my Let's Resin bubble remover, and I'm gonna try this cup into that one. This is 6 ounces, and if I put this in my vacuum chamber, it's definitely going to bubble over, and I want to see if it does in theirs, and if it will get the bubbles out of 6 ounces of the epoxy resin at one time. Because they say not to overfill your cup, but when I did use it, it didn't bubble over like mine bubbles pretty bad. I'm sure mine is much, much stronger because it could pull out anything of any kind. But we're gonna try this one. But I want to get this a little darker. Looking at it from the top is not accurate because we're going to be pouring it thin, much thinner. So looking at it on, let me grab that paper towel that I was using and see how that's really, really light. So I'm going to need much more. I don't think I have anything. One of the other brands doesn't turn purple after it's cured, so I don't want to mix this with another brand. I used purple on another one from a different brand, and it was definitely not purple after it was cured. And the piece was like, I can't remember, I think it was blue or I don't know, but it definitely wasn't purple. Like, oh, that one got ruined. So I try to stick to Let's Resin brands when I can because I know they're accurate, but sometimes you just can't. I do know that other brand that I have, although it's not handy, is pretty good too. And that's still really, really light. I don't want to like overdo, get all these extra drops off of there. I've never put too much color in to where it didn't cure, but you can do that, I guess. They say a certain percentage, but I've never ever overdone any kind of anything that I've ever put in resin where it didn't cure yet. Well, I think we're gonna have to go with it because I don't think it's gonna get much darker. That's not too bad. All right, I'm gonna put this in the vacuum. Well, I guess it's not a vacuum chamber. It's a bubble remover. Let's try it in there. I will pull the stick out and give it a good chance, and I will let you watch. That was so much gentler on the resin than mine is. Mine is like explosive in there, but it looks like it took the bubbles out. I mean, very impressive. Even though it's a dark resin, I'm pretty sure it got all those bubbles out. So let's pour it in, let it cure, and hopefully it's not too streaky. I don't know. I have a feeling that it is. That's why I don't brush micas on very often unless I absolutely have to. I've tried everything. I've tried the makeup brushes, every brush that there is imaginable. I've tried them and they all do the same thing for me. So I don't know if you guys have better luck somehow, but I don't have great luck with that. Okay. This probably can hold 7 ounces now that I'm looking at it. I think I did this last time too. So when I mix up the frog one, I think I'll just do an extra ounce, pour it in clear just to fill it completely up. It's covering everything. It's not a big deal. But now that I just mixing that alcohol ink in without scratching the surface. I'm not even touching that surface. I'm just on the skimming the top of it, and I don't see any bubbles on there at all. So that's what I do. I'll mix up an extra ounce and pour the clear in here until it's full. And then we'll work on the frog colors, which I picked these three. All 3 by Let's Resin. Lawn green, olive green. Well, these two are both olive green, but this one says color shift. I don't know how much of color shift it has, but this one is like a goldish green. So I'm going to do those 3 colors and clear, and we're just going to mix them. But I think what I'll do after I mix them, I'm going to let them sit and get a little thick before we actually pour this. But first I want to get that completely full before I do anything here. I've got the purple in the bubble remover next to me, so I hope that noise doesn't bother you, but I wanted to run it through there and get the bubbles out before I poured it in that tray. So let's just mix a few colors. I've split it 4 ways for the 3 greens and the clear. I'm gonna let this sit and get warm. I think I already told you, but if I didn't, that's what I'm going to do. And a little sticky before we actually pour it, so it doesn't all merge together in one color. Because I really would like to see all 3 colors, and I'm trying to do this really carefully next to this purple tray here. And then I'm gonna run these 3 or 4 through my vacuum chamber because I don't know that they will all fit in that other one. And that will take up some time waiting for it to get nice and sticky too. So I don't know, I'm looking for a certain temperature, maybe 40 degrees, which could take a while because these are pretty shallow. I think this is the color changing one. Oh no, this is the lighter one. This is the lawn green. This is the olive green. And then the other one is the olive green color shift. So it's probably a green gold shift, I'm guessing. And that's gonna run over there. It runs for 5 minutes automatically. I forgot to push down. You have to push down on that lid when you start that one until it catches the suction, and then once it catches, which only takes a second or 2, then you don't have to hold the lid down. But the first couple times I used it, I'm like, what's going on? And then I pushed the lid down and it grabbed the suction. So if you have one of those, you have to push the lid down. Well, in my experience you do. Maybe not everybody does, but I do. So that's that. And then let me get these in my vacuum chamber, and then we will pour everything. Some are at 33, some are at 36, so I'm just going to start pouring. I do want to make a note to you guys. I had 1 ounce of the purple in the Let's Resin bubble remover in a paper cup, one of these little things. It did not do a good job in paper, so I would say keep it in plastic if you can, because I poured it in and there were still bubbles, so I've been removing the bubbles ever since. I think they're all gone now. So note to self, if you have the Let's Resin one, use a plastic cup, not a paper cup. I'm gonna just start pouring and layer my colors, starting with clear and ending with clear is what I usually do. Whether that has anything to do with it, I have no idea. So let's just start taking turns with my colors. I hope I see all my colors. I think I'm gonna do my lighter color in the middle of them. Oh, I'm gonna have extras. This was like 6 ounces. So I don't know how much it's gonna hold. Gosh, I hope we see all these colors. I don't know. I'm gonna pour a little bit of clear in the middle. And then let's do a little bit more of this goldish one. A little more of this green. And the darker green. How about some gold over here? And in his little tootsie toes. Let's do this one. We're gonna have some green extras today, you guys. And I'll do just a tad bit more of this color, and then I will finish with a drip of the clear. And that is it. I've got lots left over. 1.5 clear. I probably have 2.5 ounces left. What can I make? Let me go find a mold. How fitting would the green be in this turtle tray? So I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna drizzle it this time and then fill it. Hopefully, I don't remember how much this one holds. Gosh, I hope I don't have to make up some more resin just to fill up this tray that I didn't plan on filling in the first place. That would really stink. Hopefully not. I don't know if we're gonna see all the colors the way I'm doing it, but we're gonna try it this way. I'm gonna scrape every last drip out. I think I only have the light green left and then the clear. Here comes the pitter patter of my dogs. You hear him in the background? As he stares at me, wanting to go for a walk. Okay, there's that. Let's get the clear in. Hi, Peanut Head. What do you want? He's like, Mom, don't you know what time it is? You're forgetting about us. Oh, look at this. It's gonna fill it. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yay! To the last drop, as if I planned that. I need to move some of my colors over. There was an empty spot right there. So this should be interesting. I even have a couple drips left. Let's try to dome it a little bit better. Okay, that's definitely domed. I think what I'm gonna do is get some of these colors over here in the foot, in the tail. Come on, move over. There we go. I don't know, should we stir it up a little bit? It's really bumpy under there with all those facets. Okay guys, well, that's it. Let me pick a few pieces of lint out of that, cover everything up, and be back in a split second. Let's unmold the turtle first, because my frog is still a little bit too soft. And they're all soft, but you know, I can't wait. All right, as long as you keep it like curing flat, it'll be fine. Oh, look at that. You can see, well, I see at least two colors. Here's a lighter color, some of the copper, a lot of the regular green came through, but it is gorgeous. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. perfect colors, and I am not going to do anything to this tray. I never do. This is actually the perfect size for a coaster. I don't know why they call it a tray. It really should be a coaster. Should make a whole set of them. If only I had 4 of these molds to do it at one time. Because I am not going to take like an entire week to do one video for 4 coaster molds. But this is definitely a coaster size. It's probably 3 inches. Anyway, I love it. What do you think? He's got little heart-shaped eyes right there. Adorbs. Okay, we're going to take this one out because I have a feeling I'm going to need to fill it. I don't know. Let's just loosen all this. And generally, I have better luck stopping that suction, doing it this way. Okay, are you ready? Yes. And you can see those lines. I knew it. I could tell. I could tell. So, I am definitely going to fill that. Let me get these molds out of my way. I'm going to try to fill it. I will take a before picture. Actually, she's going to see this video to see why I filled it. So I guess I don't need a before picture. So let's put some grape chameleon powder in some resin and hope and pray it comes out really pretty. Otherwise, I mean, the crystal edge is perfect as usual. Comes out stunningly gorgeous. So before I unmold the frog, let's get this finished. This is 1 ounce of the tabletop resin mixed in with the grape color that I painted on. So same thing. I don't know if we need an entire ounce, probably not. I'm just going to use the smallest amount that we actually need, so we don't take up space from the tray that she could be using for something else. And then I'll probably take my heat gun and pop the bubbles. Well, maybe I will use 1 ounce. I'm not quite sure. I don't want it too thin to where it's going to separate from itself. I think this will be just as pretty, to be honest with you. Maybe even better. We'll find out. I guess I'm going to use the whole 1 ounce. So no extras for that stuff. And then we will cure this overnight. And then see how that turns out cured. In the meantime, we're going to get our frog out and get him all dolled up. I can't wait to show you that one. It's so adorable. All right, let me grab my heat gun. The only issues I can foresee about this is it's going to have a reaction naturally because it's a mica powder in resin. So I guess you can come in later in like an hour if you wanted to swirl it. I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't know how she feels about that. And I'll see the reaction that it's doing before I make any decisions like that. If I don't like the reaction and it's like, I don't know, off center or something, then I possibly might just take the authority and do it. See, like, I don't like those little circle things sometimes. All right, let's just give it some time. I need to torch that because all the bubbles didn't come out, and I see something floating in here. Come on, there we go. Okay, that's good. We're gonna set that aside out of the way so I can finish up the frog. Let's see how we can get him out. I hope it's completely cured, like hard enough. Now with my molds, like I use the softest silicone I can and I generally press from the bottom. and his body pops out. Look at that cute little face. Now, let's see. You can see like 2 colors. You don't really see 3, which I kind of had a feeling that would happen. Get a little bit of the goldish, the dark one. I don't see much of the light color, but that's okay. His tongue is sticking out. Now on the alligator, you guys, oh my gosh, I got so many comments. When I painted the tooth white, yes, it is a tooth. No, it's not a tongue. Alligators don't have tongues like that, you guys. Trust me, I live in Florida. It was definitely a tooth, and I painted it the right color. This is definitely his tongue. So let's get him all finished up. Get his face on and anything else we might want to put on there. He just needs a little bit of trimming on the bottom, but other than that, he's really cute. You don't have to do them in green. I mean, frogs are always green, right? You could do them in any color you want. All right, oh, he's got some spots, so maybe he's a toad. Let me think about what I'm gonna do and get everything ready. OMG, this has got to be my most favorite character I've ever made, ever so far. You've got to see her finished. Here she is. Look at her with her little eyelashes. Her so cute little face. I put a little necklace on her, some toenail polish. I put a little bug that she missed right next to her tongue. I gave her some freckles. And I painted her dots gold on the back. I put a bow on her head. What do you think of this little girl? I love her. I love her so much. She is so, so cute. There's like 1,000 things you could do to this. Oh my gosh. Let me know what you think about this little mold. Oh my gosh, I think I want to pour it 1,000 times. Okay, well, I'm waiting on the tray. And I am swirling it because I did not like the way it was curing. The swirl looks pretty good, I have to say. So if I can just keep it up before when it gets too thick, I won't be able to do it anymore, and it should stay. But sometimes it goes away when it's curing. So I have to keep checking on it. So I can't guarantee the outcome until tomorrow. So we'll see you then. After that layer cured, I decided to pour one more layer with crushed crystal because I didn't want her to miss out, and it made it so pretty. And the swirls did end up staying. So what do you think about the final result? I like it. I'm glad I had to redo the top because I really like that swirl. It looks really soft looking, like fabric or something. And you still got the color shift. So I hope she likes it. Let me know your thoughts. Give me some other ideas for this mold. I love this mold. that is it for today, you guys. I'm going to get you pictures of everything, especially this adorable little frog that we made. And